Coach, 5-1 start to the season. I mean, is this what you kind of imagined? Do you think this was going to be possible?
Yeah, I mean, you imagine and want to go 6-0, but I'll take 5-1. And you know, I hear a lot of. Tyson told me this morning that everybody says we're the worst 5-1 team in the country, and hey, it's better being the best 1-5 team in the country. That's what I'll tell you. So I'll take 5-1 any day right now going into this week, and I like where we are. And got some injuries, hopefully we can overcome. But you know, we're sitting where we want to be.
RB room's looking a little thin right now. Just talk about the injuries on for the running backs.
So we got Khalil Harris out to come out and play this past week, and you know, he runs 6 plays and he gets hurt. And it's a shame because about the second play, third play, got the ball. He got on a screen pass and ran some people over, and got a little excitement and energy for our sideline. And a couple plays later, he just catches the ball and comes down, and he's got a tweak. So we'll see what happens with him as the week goes on. But yeah, we're very thin in that area, and next guy's got to step up. We're just working on to find the next guy. So
you know, you won 14-10. That's, you know, like you said, ugly win's better than a pretty loss any day of the week. You kind of think a win like that is good at conference because it kind of tells you, you know, you can fight through those sorts of things, and you got to win those types of games in the LSC, obviously. You know. Well,
you got to be able to play good defense, and that's what we did. And I really feel like, you know, regardless of the score, I was very proud of our defensive effort and the way we came out and played. And you know, to give up 10 points and only 10 points in the day and age of football now is pretty impressive for any defense. So against anybody. So I thought our defense came out and played well, particularly in the second half. They got some stands, and but I do think I will say a lot of credit goes to our special teams. Our punt unit did a great job of putting the ball back and giving a long field and giving ourselves field position where we're able to do some things. And so I think it's a combination of those. The field position that our special teams was able to give us, and the way our defense played in the second half. I think they gave up 120, 130 yards in the second half. So, and then we got, you know, some turnovers, got some short fields for our offense, and they were able to capitalize on what we needed to do.
Last 2 games, 8 turnovers. What is the defense doing that's allowing us to get the ball back?
You know, we're stressing turnovers, and we're stressing getting turnovers and stripping the ball and seeing the quarterback better when he throws the ball instead of locking in on receivers. I think that's been a huge difference. I think, you know, people don't give the defensive line enough credit because they're not getting sacks, but there's a lot of pressure going on, and the guys are throwing through some arms, and their windows for them to throw through are very slim, and that helps us. And I mean, I want to tell you, Jared Johnson didn't have all the great stats and sacks, but I mean, you watch this film, and he played a hell of a football game. He was relentless and getting there, and he's one of the guys that had got his hands up in the lanes and forced some of those. And Jalen Hill had a good game and got his hand on the ball that Barron picked off. And you know, we've gotten our hands on some balls that we weren't able to secure and finish the play. And you know, particularly this time we did, and gave our offense a short field, and they capitalized.
What individual or maybe personnel group has surprised you the most through these first 6 games?
That's a good question because, I mean, I would say right now our offensive line, with some injuries we've had and the young guys stepping up, you know, I thought Adam Alcorta started his first game as a true freshman on Saturday. And, you know, he made some freshman mistakes, which you anticipated, but he played a pretty solid game, and he got a lot of good experience, and he's just going to get better with that. And Zane Madison did the same thing. He's a redshirt freshman, started his first game, and again, had some first game jitters, mistakes, and but he was able to work through and overcome them. And you know, I think that's a tribute to the older guys that are there helping groom those guys come along. But Coach Bassett does a great job with teaching those guys and getting them ready to play in any situation. So I would have to say the offensive line, in particular, with what they have gone through and what they have struggled through with injuries, I'm very impressed with what they've been able to do.
You got a 5-1 versus 5-1 matchup this week with Angelo State. Talk about the Rams coming in.
Very athletic, very talented, fast on the outside. Sullivan's the quarterback, does a great job of directing that offense. They're very multiple in what they do. They go fast. They'll get a tight end in the backfield, and you know, which we've struggled with. So hopefully we can find a way to neutralize that run game there. But they want to get the ball out. They want to get it to their playmakers and get them in space and see if they can make people miss. Defensively, they're going to come after you. They're very good on the defensive line. Linebackers are as good as what we saw last week. That's saying a lot because last week we had an All-American, second-team All-American we're playing against. So, in the secondary, they're fast, and they play a lot of man coverage, and they're going to press us, and we got to be able to get off press. So we got a great challenge, and they beat some good teams and played some good football. So Coach has them rolling over there.
The kicking game, or the punting game, we were pretty happy with them. Place kicking, though, I see you guys missed a couple of field goals. Are you still kind of having auditions for that, or is that really kind of they're kind of going to take what you got there right now as far as the kickers go?
Well, I just talked to Butch about trying to see if there's anybody there that could come out and work with, and I told him, I said, if they're interested in coming out and trying to kick, I'll be out there, anytime they want for auditions and see what they want to do. I mean, I'm very disappointed in our kicking game. I'm not giving up on those guys yet, but we got to find something. It's just like any other position. If it's not working, you got to put something in there that's going to work, and you got to try to shift some things up. I did that this week. We had Mauricio kick off a little bit. I had Aaron go in and try the first field goal. Went back to Mauricio, and then went to the next extra point and had Aaron kick the extra point. So still trying to mix it up a little bit. Aaron has done a great job punting the football, and I want to make sure we do not mess him up by mixing him around and make sure he's concentrating on punting, because that's been a big factor for us with field position. And just we'll see who comes out. If Butch can get me anybody to come out there and put some heat on them, and we'll keep working with our kickers and making sure that they're practicing and doing everything right. I mean, it's amazing that in practice it's not an issue, but in the lights it's been an issue.
Does the team look at this game as a chance to make a statement? I mean, you talked about it, some people saying that we're 5-1, but maybe not as good as the record shows, and Angelo is in the top 25 now. Is it a statement game?
Well, I mean, Angelo just got ranked back in the top 25. I think it's a well-deserved ranking for them. I don't know if it's a make a statement game, but I think it's an opportunity for our players to come out and play a top 25 team and go toe-to-toe and see where we rank up against them. I mean, we're getting votes in the top 25, but that really doesn't mean anything. We got to put ourselves in a position to play late November and December, and that's you just got to find a way to keep winning. And I told him this morning, it doesn't matter how you do it, just like last week. You got to find a way to go 1-0 this week, and we found a way last week, and it's a tough challenge, but hopefully we can find a way this week.